Hello everyone, how are we doing today? It's Saturday, which means it is time for a weekend battle as per usual. So yeah, today I've got one, this is an Uber's game against TheFlamingSpade himself. It is an excellent video, if I were to say so in his words. This one we took last night, and basically Tony Flygon, he's made an Uber's database, and basically what we did was he gave us access to that database a couple of hours early before he released it to the general public, and so we just went through it, picked a few guys we enjoyed, thought were cool, and just decided to test them out in an Uber's match. So I'll give everyone details on the Uber's database at the end of the video, so stick around for that at the end, and I'll direct you to Tony where you can go and download the database for yourself, because it is very comprehensive, and we all want to try and get Ubers a bit more exposure, because not many people play it, and it's a really good tier. So anyway, I really do what the fuck right here. I what the fuck my face off, because he gets Drizzle up first, and I'm like, what? Okay, so he's running a low speed nature Kyogre or something to that effect, because Drizzle goes up before Drought, which generally should not happen. Generally Groudon is slower, and therefore Drought starts first, which is why I was confused. But in any case, I'm going to go to Giratina, because I know he probably won't Water Spout, given that he's a slow variant, and because he's a slow variant, it means he'll be bulky and therefore won't have much offensive power, which is why I stay in here for the Outrage, because I know if he is a bulky Kyogre, then an Ice Beam won't be able to take me out, just because he is bulky and won't have as many special attack EVs, and I live on 20, which is fantastic, phenomenal. Only issue is the fact that he has a Fortress here, and it's very easy for him to just go straight to Fortress, take the Outrage, and set up all over me. He can set up rocks, he can set up spikes, T-spikes, whatever kind of hazards he wants to go for, because I'm still locked into the Outrage. Now, if I'd been confused on that turn, I really would have switched out, gone to, I believe, Ho-Oh or Reshiram, one of the two, just to force Fortress out, because having 2 layers of Toxic Spikes up is not nice. I don't like it. So I am in the rain, but at this point I'm thinking, in the rain, Hidden Power Fire still may be able to take him out. I am a Giratina O, and I do have a lot of special attack, so I go for the HP Fire on that turn. Unfortunately, I confused and hit myself in my confusion after that Outrage, which is really bad, because now he has both layers of T-Spikes up, and I'm feeling like I'm in a world of shit, because I mean, I have a couple of guys who are going to dodge the T-Spikes. I've got Ho-Oh and Shaman Sky, who are both going to be able to come in and be safe, but Groudon is really necessary for me to keep. If I want to win this game, I want to have Groudon alive, and I want to get rid of his Kyogre, because when you're playing in Ubers, the game you're always playing is to keep your weather alive, and this is the case with Kyogre and Groudon, and you have to make sure that you get rid of the opponents first, so that you have that free area to set up. Anyway, I pull a double switch here. I was trying to force him out with Groudon, making him predict the Fire Punch, but that Groudon doesn't have Fire Punch, so I pull a double switch back to Shaman Sky, and unfortunately for me, he stays in and goes for the Gyro Ball, which it does a whole number on Shaman, but fortunately for me, Air Slash is going to have enough power to almost take it out, and the flinch is kind of obvious, because I mean, it's a 60% chance, it's Shaman Sky, and it's essentially meant to flinch. I mean, if it doesn't flinch, then it's kind of something wrong, if I'm going to be honest. So unfortunately for me though, Shaman only has a couple of Life Orb recoil hits left in it, so I don't want to be wasting those Life Orb recoils, and I bring in Kyogre, and it is so tempting to stay in here and Seed Flare, because I know that it's going to be easy enough for me to take the upper hand if Kyogre's out the way. So that Seed Flare is really tasty, and I wanted to go for it, but the switch was really obvious. I shouldn't have gone for the Seed Flare. Should have probably just gone for the Earth Power, and in that case Zekrom would have died on the switch in. But yeah, he does predict nicely, and just pulls the switch on me, which I should not have done. So that's going to cost me a little bit, I think, in the long run. But I know that Zekrom can either go for its stab in Electric or its stab in Dragon, and either of those I can take nicely with Groudon. I am a bulky, defensive, generally bulky set, so Even with the poison, I know I can take the hit and then follow up with either T-Wave or something like that on his switch if he decides to stay in. I believe he's going to predict the Earthquake, go to Shedinja, and I just go for the Thunder Wave because T-Wave on Groudon is a very nice lead to have, and I think this one's slightly different from my Groudon. My Groudon that I usually use carries Stealth Rock as opposed to Swords Dance, but this is a T-Wave Swords Dance set. I'm not going to set up on the Shedinja because I know as long as I get rid of its Sash with a Stone Edge and don't miss, then the thing's going to be easy to take out with whatever other move I can hit it with. I can just go for a second Stone Edge on this turn and take him out, or just go for anything else that, you know, I feel is safe to do. But I know that Shadow Sneak will do a decent amount to me, and for some reason I kind of feel that Groudon would be useful at this amount of health later just to sponge Zekrom hits. So instead of staying in and just taking the Shadow Sneak, I'm going to go straight out to Ho-Oh. Maybe hope he gets paralyzed on this turn because that is also a possibility, but he actually has Sucker Punch as opposed to Shadow Sneak, so he also carries a Shadow Sneak as he shows me here, but he went for the Sucker Punch on that turn. I'm guessing, you know, obviously Sucker Punch is not Stab though, so I don't know where the logic was in that. Maybe he just thought it would be more effective on Groudon. Probably higher base power and all that stuff. But I'm going to go for the Flame Charge here. This is a really nice Ho-Oh set. Unfortunately, it doesn't carry the Roost because it carries Flame Charge instead of Roost, but Flame Charge is a stellar set on Ho-Oh, and it's pretty darn hot. Hot is a pun, it's not really a pun, but anyway, Kyogre comes in, and I predict him to go back out to Zekrom, thinking that I'm going to go for, I believe, the Brave Bird, I think. So that's why I went for the Earthquake as opposed to the Brave Bird, but now in comes Lugia. Brave Bird is the obvious move of choice, and I'm going to Brave Bird everything. But, as you can see, he is running super defensive Lugia, and Brave Bird, which you would usually kill everything, unfortunately does, like, not enough, really not enough to Lugia whatsoever, but, I really should have kept Ho-Oh at this point. At this point, I'm thinking Ho-Oh is going to be very useful to me later in the game. As long as I keep Groudon, then Ho-Oh, Groudon work as a really nice combination together. And I can't actually do too much to this Lugia at the moment if he's Calm Minding up. And if he's going to Roost up as well, then there's not much I can do to him. But I'm just, to be honest, we weren't really playing that seriously. And I was like, come on, you know what, Spade, I'm going to get this burn. And I will not switch out until I have this burn. I actually have 2 more Life Orb recoils left in me, so I hit the first Sacred Fire, doesn't burn him. I'm going to go for the second Sacred Fire. I'm like, come on, burn, come on, here we come, come on, and it's not going to do much because obviously the rain and stuff, but nope, no burns. I'm on 4 HP and he's roosting up. I'm like, come on, Spade, I'm going to get this burn right here, right now. Just you watch, your Lugia is going down, son. Your imaginary multi-scale is going to be lost. Of course, he doesn't have multi-scale because it's imaginary, and obviously, you know, multi-scale is not released. So, Sacred Fire, come on, burn, come on, burn, come on. Yes, get the burn, and finally with my final Life Orb recoil, I actually get the burn, hit it, and Lugia is burnt. So that pretty much achieved nothing for me. I mean, that was just kind of a piss about sequence of events, and I really should have kept Ho-Oh for later on, but as I've already said, you know, I stated that before, so there you go. Them's the breaks, as they say, and it's gonna go down to Mewtwo here that I bring in, and I have Taunt on this Mewtwo, which is why I'm going to go for the Taunt, because, I mean, I don't want him setting up more Calm Minds on me, and as long as I can stop him from roosting, then I can potentially bring in something in later on to hit him with. But he's going to hit me with a Thunder. Of course, we are still in rain, so it's going to hit 100% of the time. Mewtwo does take it nicely. That is a +1 Thunder, so I take that pretty well, I mean, all things considered. But at this point, I can't do much to him. This is actually a Toxic Stalling set, and this Mewtwo is actually now toxic itself, which is terrible because I cannot stall Lugia, added to the fact that he's burned. So in all retrospect, I should have gone out to Mewtwo straight away, toxic Lugia, and let Toxic kill him, but I was being stubborn with my Sacred Fire burns, which I did eventually get. So at this point, Groudon can't do much to him apart from go for the Stone Edge, and I'm going to switch in here, and I live on 1, and it just goes down to that same thing every time in Ubers, is that somehow because yes, my voice cracks, somehow in Uber, what is up with the word somehow? Seriously, man? I'm gonna squeak twice on one word? Anyway, I live with 1, like, phenomenal. It doesn't matter at all because I'm going to die from the next hit. It's just cool, you know, it's just a cool thing to happen. Things living when you really don't expect them to whatsoever. That's the thing I just love about Ubers, is the unpredictability about it, and just the overpowered nature of it. It's fucking awesome. So hopefully with this database coming up, you know, there's going to be a lot more people going to be able to play Ubers. And you know, it can become more of a mainstream type thing. But we'll see. So Spade's going to withdraw Lugia here, obviously. He wants to set up his Rain again, because I brought Groudon in just to set my Sun up with Reshiram. His switch to Kyogre was pretty obvious, but I thought a Blue Flare would still be able to kill him. I think I'm Scarf, not Specs, so it's not going to do anything actually, because he is a bulky Kyogre and it's going to do nothing, which is a shame to say the least. So I can't do anything to him. I only have a couple of dudes still left in the wings, and this is looking like a losing battle to me. It's an uphill struggle really. I mean, he still has Lugia left, which is just a massive pain in my ass. The only thing that I could really use to touch it was Groudon with a Stone Edge, and maybe Swords Dance up on him, but never really got to do that. Mewtwo's going to come in. He's going to die to a Scald. Obviously the Rain boost is going to help him out massively, and I'm going to go down, but all I have left here is Shaman Sky and Reshiram. He's just going to troll all over me as I miss Seed Flare, just to, you know, just to say, ha ha ha, lol 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 lol, Kyogre is to beating you right now, and you should have kept your Groudon alive, which I should have done, kept Groudon alive, but it's retrospect and hindsight, and, you know, you can do nothing about that. But Outrage is Reshiram's final move of choice that I can go for. It was really, overall, for the guys that he had left on his team, Outrage was the only safe or sensible option. Rain was up, I wouldn't go for any fire moves obviously, and Draco Meteor would constantly lower my special attack. So he's going to bring in frickin' Quillfish here, and I'm thinking, come on, I can live a Quillfish even in Rain, oh, it's a crit. Well, I guess we'll never find out if I could have lived that. Well, I guess you can find out if you want to run a damage calc or something, but I think he probably would have killed me anyway, because Quillfish is quite a monster, and definitely Swift Swim, Quillfish and Ubers is really cool. So that is going to be it. That's the game. Yeah, I think it was like a 3-0 to him, but just some fun stuff going on there, testing out some of the Ubers from Tony's database, and I think it's a really comprehensive database overall. I think it's fantastic, and it's got like 180 pokes in it at the moment. So if you would like to go to and download the database, I will leave links in the description for the direct download for the zip file, but I'll also leave an annotation on the screen right now, so you can click that and go to Tony's video. He explains it much more in depth. It is his thing, he's the one who's orchestrated it all. I'll also leave a link to the video that he's done in the description, so you can all go check that out, and I really highly recommend you download the database and get using it, because I want more people doing Ubers, I really do, because it's my favourite tier. Is my favourite tier to play. It's great fun, really good stuff. So do that, enjoy Ubers. Everything isn't nicknamed. Obviously none of my guys were nicknamed in this battle. I'm going to try and get on the nicknames, but nicknaming 180 things is kind of difficult, so I guess when I do these database battles I won't have any fun nicknames some of the time. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. But okay, that's 13 minutes. This is a fucking long upload today. I guess it's Saturday, so you guys can bear with it. So I am going to say sayonara. Do leave a like if you enjoyed. That always helps me out deliciously. What a word. And as always, rate, comment, sub, check out the Twitter, the fucking book, and all the links you love in the description, and I will see you tomorrow with another upload. Sayonara.